Thanks for staying with us. The Competition Commission has reached a settlement agreement with the UK-based Standard Chartered Bank for manipulating the rand-dollar exchanges. Now, the bank has admitted liability for manipulating the US dollar and the rand from 2007 to 2013. It's agreed to pay an administrative penalty. Let's discuss this further now with Competition Commission's head of Cartels, Makgale Mohlala, who is joining us live now. Thank you so much for your time this afternoon. This is quite a significant step, particularly in this matter that's been going on for years now.
Indeed, it is very significant, and we are happy that at least one of the banks has decided to come forward and settle with us. We have been encouraging all of them to come forward and settle. So what this settlement does is that it reaffirms the Commission's position that banks have manipulated the currency of rand and dollar pair, and they cannot continue between themselves as if they don't know what they have done. So what Standard Chartered has done today is to say to them that I'm settling with the Commission, and I'm going to give the Commission the additional evidence that I have in my possession, which implicates some of the banks that are currently in litigation with the Commission. So as I speak to you today, the competent tribunal has confirmed the settlement as an order of the tribunal, so that matter is done and dusted. And currently the banks are hearing is going on of the appeals and reviews at the Competition Appeal Court. And we are continuing to encourage them to come forward as well and settle, because the evidence against them is piling up. As you recall, we have already settled with Citibank. We have now settled Standard Chartered, and conditions of the settlement include that you give us the evidence that you have, you assist us in the prosecution of other banks that you were colluding with.
So these particular banks then that are still challenging this particular decision, I mean, over time they've been raising the issue of jurisdiction, saying that they want to, for them, they don't believe that, you have the jurisdiction to be able to investigate this particular matter. But how much of, a bolstering for your case does this mean then that you are getting additional evidence, particularly against some of them or all of them?
Yeah, well, this is quite important for us. Evidence is what we need to successfully prosecute them. The issue of jurisdiction has been a long time ago. No one can continue to argue that competition authorities in South Africa do not have jurisdiction to prosecute offences that involve the South African rand. That issue has been settled by the Competition Appeal Court in 2019. So now the other issue that they are raising now is that, well, you only mentioned me 3 times, you only mentioned me 10 times, it's not enough. So those are really wasting time. We have evidence that they have colluding. They must answer as directed by the tribunal in March this year and stop challenging unnecessarily and wasting everybody's time. We, even today, continue to encourage them that we have evidence. We have demonstrated when we were filing our supplementary papers that we do have evidence, which partly, I think, encouraged Standard Chartered to come forward, because everything is there. So jurisdiction is no longer an issue. Standard Chartered was one of them that raised jurisdiction issue in the past. Today they have settled, just to show that it's not an issue anymore.
So, Makgale, then there are some, of course, who are saying that, for them, the fact that they're paying an administrative penalty of around 42.7 million rand is quite a slap in the wrist. Others are saying that there needs to be much more serious action that follows this particular, misconduct, because you think about the fact that manipulation affects customers at a very, very serious level.
It does, and doesn't only just affect customers, it affects the economy in general. Remember when you're buying a dollar expensively because it has been manipulated, you are making a loss as the purchaser of the dollar. If you are selling a dollar and you're selling it cheaply because it has been manipulated, you are also making a loss. The same with the rent. So we are saying that this manipulation has resulted in the South African economy suffering. Remember, you need dollars to buy goods overseas. And for you to buy those goods, you must first buy the dollar. The same as if you want to sell goods overseas, you've got to sell them in dollars. If you sell the dollar that has been manipulated this weekend, so your goods will not fetch you the value that they're supposed to fetch you in the market.
So what do you say?
A dollar,
pardon me for coming in there before we run out of time. So what do you say then to those who are saying that these administrative penalties are a slap in the wrist? There should be much more stringent action that follows this, because if you're impacting the economy, you're basically causing untold damage.
Well, the competition law is very clear on what we could do as the Competition Commission is to levy a penalty. But there are other remedies that are available to whoever that has been impacted by this conduct. They can lodge a civil damage claims and demand whatever the level of losses they have incurred, recover that. So in terms of this law, the Competition Act, this is what we can do.
Makgale, are you still there?
Yes, I'm here.
All right, wrap up quickly. I think we lost you a bit.
Yeah, so I'm saying if people want to, so they have an option. Those who have been wronged or suffered damages as a result of this, they have an option of lodging a civil claim in the High Court. But as the Competition Authority, we are only authorized to levy a penalty in terms of the Competition Act. We can't go beyond that, so unfortunately. But there are other means that those that are affected can explore in order to recover whatever losses they suffered as a result of these manipulations.
All right, Makgale, let me thank you so much for your time. And let's see then if your calls for the other institutions, as you say, that they must come forward and settle, if those calls will fall on deaf ears or those calls will be heeded. Let's see then what happens on this particular one. That was Competition Commission's head of Cartels, Makgale Mohlala.